remaining remaining in that ashram, the great king Bharat Maharaj was now very careful not to fall victim to bad association. Without disclosing his past to anyone, he remained in that ashram and ate dry leaves only. He was not exactly alone, for he had the association of the super soul. And this way, he waited for death in the body of a deer, bathing in that holy place. He finally gave up that body. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Holy places like Vrindavan, Hardwar, Prayag, Jagannath Puri are especially meant for the execution of devotional service. Vrindavan is specifically the most exalted and preferred holy place for Vaishnava devotees of Lord Krishna who are aspiring to return back to Godhead. The Vaikuntha planets. There are many devotees in Vrindavan who regularly bathe in Yamuna, and this cleanses all the contamination of material world. By constantly chanting and hearing the holy names and pastimes of the Supreme Lord, one certainly becomes purified and becomes a fit candidate for liberation. However, if one purposefully falls victim to sense gratification, he has to be punished, at least for one lifetime, like Bharat Maharaj. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the fifth canto, 8th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Description of the Character of Bharat Maharaj. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnanam Jana Sulakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sampitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Gadamam Vidati Swa Padandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Shadvidam Shavadutam Parajanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sita Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Palitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desadharine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you very much coming on this Srimad Bhagavatam. Today is not Sunday. Oh, sorry. Thank you after a long time coming back. A bit relief. Of course, we are having classes also in Brisbane. I think they put it up. Did they put it up?
Yes.
Yeah? So here, remaining in the ashram, so he went to the Pulaka ashram. Yeah, that's near the Gandaki river, where they find the shalagrams, So he went up to his ashram again. That was the same place where he, fell down as a deer. So he went back in the body of a deer. He went back to that same place, and he started doing the austerity. So here Prabhupada is saying about holy places, the significance. So I want to highlight to you first what are places that are not holy. There are also places which are holy and places which are not holy. O saintly Uddhava, in order to restrict material activities, I have established what is proper and improper among all material things, including time, space, and all physical objects. So there are pious things and impious things. Among places, those bereft of spotted antelope, those devoid of devotion to the Brahmanas, those possessing spotted antelopes but bereft of respectable men, provinces like the Kikata and places where cleanliness and purificatory rites are neglected, where meat eaters are prominent, or where the earth is barren, are all considered to be contaminated land. So, see, what is this? I mean, practically we are staying here like that.
Why is the deer given?
Huh?
Why is the deer given?
Deer where?
Spotted antelope.
Nowadays they have eaten them.
Previously they used
Uh, so you see, these are all the places where it is bereft of uh, piety. So just like he went to the pious place, but this we are here in the impious place, right? See, you understand? Especially when meat eaters are prominent, isn't that what? So if there's a lot of meat eaters, place is what? Pious, you know, right? And there's no very important, eh? Forgot that. Those devoid of devotion to the Brahmanas. Practically, where is that? Yeah? Yes? You see how contaminated the kind of place we are staying. Hmm? A specific time is considered pure when it is appropriate, either by its own nature or through achievement or suitable for a family. The performance of one prescribed duty. That time which impedes the performance of one duty is considered impure. An object's purity or impurity is established by application of another object by words, by ritual, by effects of time according to a relative magnitude. Impure things may or may not impose sinful reaction upon a person depending on that person's strength or weakness, intelligence, wealth, location, and physical condition. For example, certain occasions such as solar eclipse or just after childbirth, one must restrict the intake of food according to ritualistic injunction. One who is physically weak, however, may eat without being considered impious. So when you're sick, there's no rules. You have to take no ekadashi, no nothing. Right? Because you're sick, right? Ordinary person consider 10 days following childbirth to be most auspicious, whereas one who is learned knows that this period is actually impure. Huh? Ignorance of the law does not save one from being punished, but one who consciously commits sinful activities is considered most fallen. Concerning opulence, samhriti, worn out, dirty clothing, or messy residence are considered impure for a rich man, but acceptable for one who is poor. The word dāsa indicates that in a safe and peaceful place one is obligated to strictly perform religious ritual, whereas in a dangerous or chaotic situation one may be excused from occasional negligence of secondary principles. One who is physically healthy must offer obeisance to the deities, attend religious function, and execute his prescribed duty. But a young child or a sickly person may be excused from such activities, as indicated by the word avastha. Ultimately, as Srila Rupa Goswami states, Anya vilasita sunyam jnana karma navritam anukulena krishnanusilanam bhakti rupa. Uttamam. One should render transcendental loving service to Supreme Lord Krishna favorably without desire for material profit again, spiritive activities of philosophical speculation. This is pure devotional service. So, we are reading on. Various objects such as grains, wooden utensil, things made of bone, thread, liquids, objects derived from fire, skins, and earthly objects are all purified by time, by the wind, by fire, by earth, and by water, either separately or in combination. A particular purifying agent is considered appropriate when its application removes the bad odor or dirty coverings of some contaminated object and makes it resume its original nature. The self can be cleansed by bathing, charity, austerity, age, personal strength, purificatory ritual, prescribed duties, and above all, by remembrance of me. The Brahmana and other twice born man should be duly purified before performing specific activities. See this point here? Everything can become purified. The self can be cleansed by bathing. Because we take baths, right? And by charity. You also get purified by giving charity. Austerity, also you get purified. And by age also you get purified. Because you tend to mature. And personal strength. I don't know how that works. Purificatory rituals, prescribed duties, and above all, by remembrance of, which is most important, right? Yeah? You know where is the verse that substantiates this? I was thinking of another verse. I was thinking about 8:23:16. I was thinking of that verse. Anyway, Om Pavitra, Pavitra, all because of remembrance of the Lord. So anything that is done properly or improperly, all will become, if you remember, see how the most important thing, the chanting of Krishna's name, is the most pure, you know. Right? Let's go to this verse before we go on. Huh? या नाम श्रुति मात्रेण पुमन् भवति निर्मलः तस्य तीर्थपादकिं वा दासनम् अविष्यते. Is that? A man becomes purified simply by hearing the holy name of the Supreme Personality of God. Huh? See? Whose lotus feet create the holy places of pilgrimage. Therefore, what remains to be attained by those who have become his servants? See how powerful the remembrance of the. This is quoted by Ramananda Rai. Yes? We go back to the impure place again. This the word here, chanted here. Yeah. Apavitro pavitro va sarvavastam gatopi va yasmara pundarikaksham sabaya abhayantara suchi. Right? Garuda Purana mein. This is from whether one is pure or contaminated, and regardless of one's external situation, simply by remembering the lotus feet, lotus-eyed personality of Godhead, one can internally and externally cleanse one's existence. This is the verse we chant before the fire sacrifice. We chant this mantra. Because Lord Chaitanya recommended that we constantly remember the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare, His holy name, Hare Krishna. This sublime process is essential for every human actually desires of purifying his existence. A mantra is purified when chanted with proper knowledge. Of course, the Hare Krishna with knowledge or without knowledge it is answered. And one work is purified when offered to me. That's also Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. Huh? What is that verse? Huh? What, 47? Hello, simply say some numbers. Huh? What? Hello? What? One's work is purified when offered to me. Or no? Pandit? Huh? What? One's work is purified when offered to me. Anybody? Yeah? Which verse? 3? 3:9. So, Yakyanartha karma nayatra. Loka karma band nahi hai. That says the one should offer all work to me. 9:27. So you must offer, but what is the consequence of offering? You offer to me, your work gets purified. That's yajnanartha karma. Yes? Thus, purification of the place, time, substance, doer, mantra, and work, one become religious, and by negligence of this item, one is considered irreligious. So you see how you become religious and how you become irreligious if you don't offer to Krishna. See? Sometimes piety becomes sin, and sometimes what is ordinary sin becomes piety on the strength of Vedic injunction. Such specific rules in fact eradicate the clear distinction between piety and sin. The Lord clearly explains here that material piety and sin are always relative consideration. For example, if a neighbor's house is on fire, one chops a hole on the roof so that the trapped family may escape. One is considered to be a pious hero because of the dangerous condition. In normal condition, however, if one chops a hole in the neighbor's roof or breaks the neighbor's window, is considered a criminal. Take good example. Similarly, one who abandons one wife and children is certainly irresponsible and thoughtless. But if one takes sannyas, however, remains fixed in the highest spiritual form, is considered to be most saintly person. So piety and sin therefore depend upon particular circumstances and are at times difficult to distinguish. See how, right? According to Srila Madhvacharya, persons above the age of 14 are considered capable of distinguishing between good and bad. How old are you? How old are you now? 10 or 4 more years. Considering capable of distinguishing between good and bad and thus responsible for their pious and sinful activities. I mean, after 14 years old, they are responsible for their pious and sinful activities, according to Madhvacharya. Animals, on the other hand, being merged in ignorance, cannot be blamed for their offense or praised for their good qualities. They ask this question: how animals, if they go and eat another animal, how is it? Any problem? Because animals got no karma. You understand? And even they do good also.
Well, like dogs are very faithful, they praise that quality.
Yeah, they're praising them, but what's the point? They're still a dog. Unless you engage that animal in Krishna's, then credit. You understand? I mean, I was having a talk in Australia about this vegan stuff. If you don't offer the milk to Krishna, then the cow you say, oh, they're sinful, they're killing the cow, I don't want to drink milk. How the cow going to benefit? So if you take the milk and offer to the Lord, then the cow is definitely going to be killed, but you're going to get some credit. Yes, because he's going what? He gave some of his what? Milk to the Lord. You understand this point? That's why this veganism is. How are you going to save the animal? Okay? Just by neglecting, you save the animal? Doesn't make sense.
They're not offering fully, they're not offering anything, still sinful.
Even vegetarian
That's
also
a
they don't
vegetarian
have.
food, they don't offer, it's still sinful.
So even they don't offer, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Unless you offer, that's why it says, we as a human being, we have to do welfare activities for everybody. What is the welfare activity? You're picking the flower. I mean, not only human beings, huh? You're what? Getting the fruit, you're cooking a meal. Everything is as a life. So when it's offered to Krishna, then that soul gets benefit. See, only Krishna can purify. Nobody else can do that. Okay? So you see, praise for the so-called, which all arise ultimately from ignorance. Human beings who act like animals, but with the idea that one should not feel any guilt, but should do whatever one likes, but suddenly third birth is animal, absorbed in it. That's the fact. What do you call it? What is this group of people? You only live one? YOLO. What is it? Huh? YOLO.
You only live once.
You only live once, right? This is the kind of character. Because they're not going to take human birth, they're going to live once in human life. Next life, all is going to be animal. Right? And these other foolish people who observe the relativity of material piety and sin conclude there is no absolute good. It's be understood, however, that Krishna consciousness is the absolute good because it involves complete obedience to the absolute truth, the supreme personality of Godhead, whose goodness is eternal and absolute. Those who are inclined to study material piety and sin ultimately experience frustration due to the relativity and variability of the subject matter. One should therefore come to the transcendental platform of Krishna consciousness, which is valid and perfect in all circumstances. The same activity that would degrade an elevated person do not cause fall down for those who already fallen. Indeed, one who is lying on the ground cannot possibly fall further. The material association that is dictated by one's own nature is considered a good quality. The Lord here further described the ambiguity in certain material piety and sin. Although intimate association with women is almost abominable for renowned sannyasi, the same association is pious for a householder who is ordered by Vedic injunction to approach his wife at a suitable time for procreation. See, is it the example? For what? The sannyasi with the it's forbidden. But for the householder with the woman, it is considered a big service. Yes? Understand? Similarly, a Brahmana who drinks liquor is considered to be committing a most abominable act, whereas a Sudra, a low class man who can moderate his drinking, is considered self control. Who can moderate, huh? Huh? See? Piety and sin on the material level are thus relative consideration. Any member of the society, however, who receives diksha, initiation into the chanting of the Lord's holy name must be strictly obey the four regulated principles: no meditating, no fish or eggs, illicit sex or intoxication, and no gambling. A spiritually initiated person neglecting this principle will consider certainly fall from his elevated position of liberation. So I think pretty much we covered most of it. By refraining from a particular sinful or materialistic activity, one becomes free from bondage. Such renunciation is the basis of religious and auspicious life for human being and drives away all suffering, illusion, and fear. Renunciation is the best principle sustaining the lives of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees. Seeing this renunciation, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Supreme Personality of Godhead, is extremely satisfied. So now we have covered, the pious and impious activities. Because I think this one goes. One who accepts material sense object, there's another point. So you see how you have to know what are the pious and impious activities. See? Yes? Right? Not only places, things you do, right? Consciousness gets polluted or gets purified. So now here, in another place, So here, Narada Muni continued. Now I shall describe the places where religious performance may be well executed. Any place where Vaishnava is available is an excellent place for all auspicious activities. Right? Any place where Vaishnava is available is an excellent place for all auspicious activities. See that? The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the support of this entire cosmic manifestation with all its moving and non-moving living entities. And the temple where the deity of the Lord is installed is the most sacred place. Furthermore, places where learned Brahmanas observe Vedic principles by means of austerity, education, and mercy are also most auspicious and sacred. You understand this? Huh? Hello? Where they go? Sangeeta. They start at 9 o'clock? Huh? Oh. Sacred place. Huh? So you see here, furthermore, all this considered as very, very pious. Eh? Purport. And this verse it indicates that a Vaishnava temple where the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is worshipped and where Vaishnavas are engaged in the service of the Lord is the most sacred place for performing any religious ceremony. At the present day, especially in big cities, people live in small apartments and are not able to establish a deity or temple. Under circumstances, therefore, the centers and temples been established by expanding Krishna conscious movement as the best sacred place for performing religious ceremonies. Although people in general are no longer interested in religious ceremonies or deity worship, the Krishna conscious movement gives everyone a chance to advance in spiritual life by becoming Krishna conscious. So now you understand. Just now we read, right? Any places the militars are prominent, no group, right? Huh? So you see how in a contrast here, okay, Narada is telling any place where they are devoted, consider very, very. This is the mercy of Prabhu. Otherwise, if you stay here, how you get purified? Right? Correct? Exclusive. Again, auspicious indeed are the places where there is a temple of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, in which is daily worship, and also places where there flow the sacred rivers mentioned in the Puranas, the supplemental Vedic literature. Any spiritual activity done there is certainly very effective. So why we go to such holy places? Because anything spiritual done there is certainly very effective. They say, no, you go to Vrindavan, you just went to Vrindavan. You do anything there, you get 10 times the benefit. But if you do something wrong, you also get 10 times the reaction. There are many atheists who oppose the worship of the deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the temple. In this verse, however, it is authoritatively stated that any place where the deity is worshipped is transcendental. It does not belong to the material world. It is also said that the forest is in the mood of goodness, and therefore those who want to cultivate spiritual life are advised to go to the forest. Vannam gato yat darim asriyeta. But one should not go to the forest and simply to live like a monkey. Monkeys and other ferocious animals also live in the forest, but a person who goes to the forest for spiritual culture must accept the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as shelter. Varnam gato yat darim asriyeta. One should not be satisfied simply to go to the forest, one must take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this age, therefore, since it is impossible to go to the forest for spiritual culture, one is recommended to live in the temple community as a devotee, regularly worship the deity, follow the regulative principle, and thus make the place like Vaikuntha. The forest may be goodness, the cities and villages in passion, and the brothels and hotels, restaurants in ignorance, but when one lives in the temple community, he lives in Vaikuntha. Therefore, it is said here, Shreyasam Padam, it is the best, most auspicious place. In many places throughout the world, we are constructing communities to give shelter to devotees and worship the deity in the temple. The deity cannot be worshipped except by devotees. Temple worshippers who fail to give importance to the devotees are third class. They are Kanistha Adhikaris in the lower stage of spiritual life, as is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Acharyam eva yare pujam ya sadaye yate na tad bhaktesu chanesu sabhakta prakirta smataha. Person who is very faithfully engaged in the worship of the deity in the temple but does not know how to behave towards devotees or people in general is called prakarta bhakta or kanistha adhikari. Therefore, in the temple, there must be the deity of the Lord, and the Lord must be worshipped by the devotees. This combination of devotees and deity creates a first-class transcendental place. Aside from this, if Grahastha devotee worships the Salagram Shila or the form of the deity at home, his home also becomes a very great place. It is therefore customary for members of the three higher class, namely Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishya, to worship the Salagram Shila or small deity of Radha and Krishna or Sitaram in each and every home. This made everything auspicious. But now they have given up the deity worship, men have become modernized and are consequently indulging in all sorts of sinful activities, and therefore they are extremely unhappy. According to Vedic civilization, therefore, the holy places of pilgrimage are considered more sacred, and still there are hundreds and thousands of holy places like Jagannath Puri, Vrindavan, Haridwar, Rameswaram, Prayag, Mathura. India is the place for worshipping or for cultivating spiritual life. The Krishna conscious movement invites everyone from all over the world without discrimination as to the caste or creed to come to its centers and cultivate spiritual life perfectly. I guess this purport has answered the whole why he went to the holy place. Huh? These are all the places in India. The sacred lakes like Puskara. Where's Puskara? Huh? Who knows? Puskara? Where saintly person lives, like Kurukshetra, Gaya, Prayag.
Rajasthan.
Huh?
Rajasthan.
Oh, Rajasthan. Pulaha Ashram, that this is the place that he went. Huh? Namesranya, the banks of Pangu River, where is that? Huh?
Who is not
Setu Bandhu, that is in south. Prabhash Chetra, where is that? That's near the, I think, Dwaraka.
Falguni River is in Bihar.
Huh?
Falguni River is in Bihar.
Oh, in Bihar.
Yeah.
Pangu also means Dwaraka, Varanasi, Mathura, Pampa. You know where's Pampa? South India, Rameshwaram. Bindu Sarovar.
Kerala.
Huh?
Pampa, Kerala.
Kerala. I thought it's in Rameshwaram. Bindu Sarovar. Where's Bindu Sarovar? That's where Kapila, what's his name? Kallo, what's his name? Father of Kapila. Kardamu Muni was doing this tapasya in Bindu Sarovar. The Lord's tear fell, you know. So it's called Bindu. Badrika Ashram, that's up north, Narayana Ashram. The places where the Nanda river flows. Where is Nanda? Nanda river? What's that? Place where Lord Ram and Ramachandra and Mother Sita took shelter, such as Chitrapur. Also the hilly tracts land known as Mahindra and Malaya. Oh, Hare Krishna. Malaya where? Malaysia, huh? Hello. All of these are to be considered most pious and sacred. Similarly, places outside India where this is the most important point. Places outside India where they are centers of the Krishna conscious movement, where Radha and Krishna deities are worshipped, must all be visited and worshipped by those who want to be spiritually advanced. One who intends to advance in spiritual life may visit all these places and perform ritualistic ceremonies to get results 1,000 times better than the results of the same activity performed in any other places. This is the reason why he went to the Pulak. Similarly, temple, Prabhupada said, why temple? Because yeah, you can chant at home and you chant, but when you chant here, thousands of times you get benefit. You see, that's why the temple is so important. Yes? Hmm? In this verse and in the verse 29, stress is given to one point. Arehe Ashritaschaye or Hare Archa. In other words, any place where the deity of the Supreme Personality of God is worshipped by devotee is most significant. This Krishna conscious movement is giving the population the entire world a chance to take advantage of Krishna consciousness through the ISKCON centers where one may perform deity worship and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This way obtain results with effectiveness increase 1,000 times. This constitutes the best welfare activity for human society. This was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. It was predicted by him in the Chaitanya Bhagavata. Oh, this is Chaitanya Bhagavata. Oh, this verse is from Chaitanya Bhagavata. Prithivitya Chinagradi Gram Sarvatra Prachar Habe Muranam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted the Hare Krishna movement with installed deity to spread to every village and town in the world, so that everyone in the world might take advantage of this movement and become more auspicious in spiritual life. Without spiritual life, nothing is auspicious. Moga asha moga karma, moga jnana vishesha. No one can become successful in fruitive activities or speculative knowledge without being Krishna conscious, as recommended in the Shastras. Everyone should be very eagerly interested in taking part in the Krishna conscious movement and understanding the value of spiritual life. So this is the point of King of the Earth. It has been decided by expert learned scholars that only the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in whom all that is moving and non-moving in the universe is resting and from whom everything is coming, is the best person to whom everything must be given. Hmm? So when you do any sacrifice, anything, it must be done for only Krishna. Right? So I guess this sums up all the holy places. So it sums up all the holy places and why that, what's his name? As a deer, Bharat Maharaj, he went to. So that to enhance his spiritual life again, he did not talk to anybody, did not associate with nobody. You understand? That's why we are, you see, just like we are telling you, you are going to work, you are associating with all your so-called working colleagues and all that. But it is contamination, you know. So the only recourse is that you take regular association with the devotees. So what is practical, you know? Because the more and more you stay away from devotees, then the more and more you will get contaminated. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction, what? Asat Sangha Tya E Vaishnava Cha. Stri Sangi.
Hate asal.
Eka Asadu, Krishna Abhakta are. And 99, 100% of them are all in this category. You understand? That's why you cannot say that they are your friend. The real friend is the devotee. These are not friends because they are contaminated. How can they be your friend? Yeah, spiritually speaking, now we are not talking about, so-called all this other relationship. We are talking about spiritual association. Why? Because as you see here, Bharat Maharaj was very careful. He refused to talk to anybody. He refused to take anybody's association for fear of becoming contaminated again. I mean, he got contaminated with the deer, what to speak. Yes, how much more contamination you will be with a human being? Correct? How much? See how careful he was. So careful that you read it again in the other verses. That when he took birth as the son of a Brahmana, again he refused to have anything to do with anybody. Of course, his position is transcendental because he was having association with the super soul. That's another important point. Unless you have God with you, how you can do all this kind of things? Yeah? You just like you went to Vrindavan, right? Such a holy place, right? What you saw? All playing cinema, music, and you saw? Hello? No. Right? Going bazaar, what's going on? Nothing. Huh? All chanting Hare Krishna, shopkeeper. Hey, come on. Right? See how the contamination. That's why Prabhupada writes in the last part of the purport, if you are again contaminated, you go to such places and do all these things, then you have to take birth as well. I didn't see any pigs there. I think they cleaned up the pigs. No more pigs. But monkeys and dogs or trees, then one life you have to suffer and then you again go back. Why want to take the risk like that? Correct? So we have to be very cautious. And especially when we go to these holy places. Some of them they went and they were first time we in Vrindavan, so Hare Krishna, never go back again. Why? Because they see dirty and so many things they see with their material. I cannot understand. So commit offenses. You understand? So it's why you need, when you go to holy places, you need to go with the association of devotees to help guide. Otherwise, the consciousness can become very disturbed.
They go with the devotees and then they say that it's very inconvenient what kind of arrangement you made.
Oh.
They accuse the devotees.
So they went as a tourist.
We had a case system.
Tourist.
They want convenience in Vrindavan, they were upset that there was not enough convenience.
What do you want? Pizza every day. What?
He did not want to wait for the prasadam. It has to come, it has to be ready. So they left and stayed in a 5-star hotel in KC.
They left and stayed in the 5-star hotel. They left Vrindavan.
In Vrindavan, DC in that Akshayabatra.
Oh, they have 5-star hotel? Who is this?
Some posh hotel.
Who is it?
The live stream.
Let's put him on live stream. If he can go 5-star, he can definitely be on live stream. Huh? Who is this guy? See, this is how we see Prabhupada writes in the book, contamination. You understand? So we have to be very, understanding, see how the mood of, what's his name? Bharat Maharaj, how he, as a body of a deer, he went with all austerities to stay away from contamination, to stay away from particularly sense gratification. You understand? And eating also what? Dry pizza. Yeah, he was eating what? Pizza. What? Pies, cakes. What was he taking? Dry grasses. See how much austerity is required. Why? Why all this trouble? Because tapo divyam putrakaha yena sattva sudayat yasmat brahmasaukyam ta anantam. So if you don't do this austerity, especially if you do this austerity in the holy places that he understood, and he's showing example, you go and do some tapasya. And instead of going there to do tapasya, you're asking for 5-star hotel, then what is that tapasya? Does it make any sense? Yes? Hello? I mean, I give you an example. I mean, I am accustomed to waking up at 2:30 in the morning. That's my routine. So I was in Vrindavan, and exactly at 2:30 I woke up, and at that exact moment, power cut. The power cut. No lights. Hot water, forget it. You understand? Yeah. Had to take baths, cold, chai, austerity. That's why the purpose of all this is to understand that our life is meant for austerity. Even I went to Australia. Hello? Without hot water cannot bed, Prabhu. It's really cold. You know? And then I was there. And then power cut. Raining and then power cut. The whole place got no electricity. So I have to wake up in the morning. I have to take shower. Wow. Hello. Hey, you cannot say no. Huh? You see, force to do therapy. So it's better you do voluntarily, so that you become spiritually, one. That austerity makes that, gives you that strength, give you that determination. That's why it is important that one performs tapasya. Tapo divyam putrakaha. Yena. Why? You become what? Suddhayat, purified. You cannot get purified by what? Wow, what? Zakuchi. What? What? Huh? Wow. You understand? So we need to understand this by knowledge. So by knowledge is very important. Why he is doing this thing? What is the reason for doing this thing? What's the purpose of this thing? Because he wanted to finish his crazy dear life and get on with it and move out of this thing. And he was even more careful when he got the body of a Brahmana birth. No more mistakes. I become dull. No education. No, never mind, nothing. Why? Because he did not want to slip out again. No more. Fixed up. That's it. So that kind of a determination is required. If someone wants to make spiritual advancement, he has to have this. What is that? Huh? Huh? Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti. No, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Vidya Vairagya Nija Bhakti Yoga. Right? Vidya Vairagya. So that thing has to be ingrained in that's why they start at 5 years old, they stay in the Guru's ashram and everything. The Guru put him in a hot life, He's not having fun time with the Guru, no? Understand? Because if it's the mother and father, underwear is not there, it make me crying. Father and mother have to look for his underwear, his socks, his this, that. Yeah? Children you can see. Why he doesn't want to stay in the temple? Because the underwear and all this, the mother will do everything for you. Hello? Yes? Yes, sir? So you see, temple life means what? Austerity. And why you need that? Because you need to get what? Trained up. Whole life is going to be full of troubles. When you get into this, then you are fixed up. It doesn't matter. So what? No water, no electricity. No. Correct? Otherwise, oh Prabhu, I cannot stay here, Prabhu. No hot water, no this, no that. I will go to the five-star hotel. There also power cut, please. Don't think five-star hotel got no power cut. Also power cut. Then what are you going to do? See? So therefore, this purpose of thing is to be understood. And you can see here, he has the body of a deer. Even in the deer's body, he was not going to make any mistakes. He was fixed. I said, I am not going to come back again. That should be the determination of the devotee. I am not going to take birth again. That's it. Huh? You understand? But if you're not austere and all that, how you get this kind of determination? Yeah? Especially if you are, you know what I'm saying, compromising. And when you will get the strength, it's all right, it's okay, never mind. But if you take up the austerity, no, I'm not going to compromise. No, wait. I'm fixed. This is my last birth, and that's it. So that should be the, what? The realization. See how Krishna put him in this situation and how his example of his life has been, exemplified. So we don't know how many countless births we have taken and how we have, gone through so many things. And still we are not conscious of the fact that I'm going to die and I don't want to come back. So we have to. Doesn't matter if we are staying in Vrindavan or we are staying here in Prabhupada said. But our determination is to become fixed. That's it. I'm not coming back. I don't want to come back. Right? So become serious, chant, follow the proofs. Then yes, anybody can become successful. It's not only for Bharat Maharaj or you want to go to Pulaha Ashram or Prabhupada said, even here, yeah, that you can make progress. Become determined. Wherever the deities are worshipped, I read also the lines, right? Do here also thousands of times you get the. What is that thousands of a time that you should become determined that that's it, and that is it. Finish. That should be the determination. I am not coming. No. Then yeah, of course, right? Be serious. When you're making plans, then big problem. As it says in the Bhagavad Gita, those whose devotional service is not complete, they fall down and they go away. Prabhupada said in one class, if you miss the chance in this birth, you will have to take birth again a million years later, no need this next chance will come. Not like him, become a deer or a cat or whatever. Next chance is what? After millions of years. Do you want to take that what do you call it? Gamble? Huh? Come back here after millions of years? Come on. Yes, I wrote. Finish. This is finished. No more. So we should become that consciousness. That's why it says a saying, you should make money as though you're not going to die. But you should practice spiritual life that you are going to die tomorrow. That is how it should be done. Any moment I will die. I want to be serious. That's how spiritual. Money making, yeah, you make money. Yes, what? As though there's no what? End to the day. So this is how the materialistic consciousness and spiritual consciousness. Two different things. So become serious. Take this lesson. I am not going to come back. I'm praying. This is why Prabhupada. I am not going to fall down. And then later on, they saw Prabhupada in the room and praying. Now you know why I'm not going to fall down. Because I'm praying to Krishna. Not that I'm not going to fall down. Tomorrow you will fall down. You understand? Why we not fall? Because we are fixed on the lotus feet of. He is fixed on the super soul. Here. And you are fixed on Krishna. That's it. You can do anything and do anything. You are fixed. Krishna consciousness. So this is how we should be moving on in our life. Not just simply waste time, joking around, passing time. Huh? Hello? So, okay, I think it's time's up, right? Anything to add?
Yeah, question. So, went to holy places recently. So, they, because there's no Krishna Katha going on, it seems almost like a mundane place. Yeah, it's all holy, swayam to deities, but consciousness of people associated with this honorability here much better than holy places. So my question is, what if holy places where Krishna Katha is not done? Is it auspicious still, or is an unholy place with Krishna Katha more auspicious?
You see, to answer this question, you have to go to the verse 10:84:13. If you go to the holy places and not seek the association of devotees, that means you are no better than a cow and an ass. Saeva Gokaraha. So holy places, that's why when I told him, you going there, you please try to do some preaching. You understand? But if you don't do that, then you will go to MBT, pizza today, tomorrow burger, this, that. I mean, what are you doing there? Hello? Yeah, you went to see, the Basana, this, that. But your mood is what? Huh? Enjoying. You understand? That is what in this verse. Then you want me to take it up? Huh? You know this verse, right? Huh? Yashyatma buddhi kunape tri dudake, right? So here Krishna is speaking, this is spoken by Krishna himself. He says, mere bodies of, it's not, that's one verse like that. Huh?
No, mere body, mere deities.
That's another verse, huh?
10:84:11.
11.
Yeah.
Oh, two verses out. I think it's this one, 12.
11. 11.
So here you see, this is mere Krishna is speaking. Mere bodies of water are not the real place, sacred place of proclaim. No mere images of earth and stone, the true worshipful deity. This purify one only after a long time. But saintly sages purify one immediately upon being seen. So therefore, when you go to the holy places and if you do not take association of devotees, then, as he says, consciousness is what? Polluting. It's like this, you have one case of a person who he don't want to do he wants to go what? Have a better, comfortable life. Yeah? It's actually the point. So such people are considered what? No better than the cow and an ass. So whether you want to become a cow and an ass, or you want to take association of the. That's why usually when they do this kind of a tirtha, they go with the saintly personalities. You know what? Bhakti Siddhanta, he used to take parikram parties. Right? And remember the part in Prabhupada, they were saying, Tomorrow we are going here, going there. And also Maharaj is going to stay and he's going to speak on this subject. So Prabhupada is thinking, why I go to I want to sit it here. Remember the part? You don't remember? Prabhupada, he declined to travel to the holy, he wanted to stay and hear from his spiritual master. You remember? I think it's there in the. Hmm? Hmm? You remember? Then, while Prabhupada was, somebody was talking to him, Bhaktisiddhanta was talking, and Prabhupada, somebody was disturbing him. Then Bhaktisiddhanta said, corrected. Hey, I'm talking. What are you doing? So you see how Prabhupada, he realized the importance of association of a saintly personality rather than going to the holy place. By example. So that is mostly lacking when they go for this parikram and all.
Everybody is into darshanam, darshanam, and no shravanam.
I mean, I was in Vrindavan also. They will go Prabhu tomorrow, but I said I will stay back. And today we have a program. I'm moving to the program.
Even when I was standing in the queue for Venkateshwara darshan, Tirumala, I was thinking I could have done another college program.
I mean, for us, I remember I was in Badrinath. I was sitting down in Badrinath and chanting. And while I was chanting, somebody came and put some coins also. That I was chanting. And they thought I am one of the, And I was thinking, what am I doing here? I mean, yeah, it's Badrinath and nice and this, but what am I doing here? I'm more happy we go out and preach Krishna consciousness. I felt that in 1983. I was there in June before I went to America. So, feeling of that is the mood the devotee should get in. I want to be more Krishna conscious. I want to preach. Like this time I went, it's the first time in my life. I've been going to Vrindavan since 1979. Some of you are not born yet. And this is the first time that I had a program in Vrindavan. And that actually made my trip to Vrindavan. And even, I had the program in Brajabasis, they're all behind their house, backyard is what? Sevakunda, Krishna, Nura, Salila, and all that. You have your backyard like that. And despite having that kind of situation, they were not very aware of the philosophy of Krishna. And they were impressed, so much impressed. Of course, our style of showing verses and this and that mesmerized them. So that's what actually is most important because it uplifts the person's life. As Hindus, practically as Hindus, pretty much confused. As a Hindu, you're very confused. You don't know so many gods, so many this, so many that. You. So anyone who can elevate someone with proper knowledge, he is the. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, anyone who preaches this message is what? Did he say that anyone who go to holy places is very dear to me? He said that. Huh? In fact, what is his name? Yudhishthira is saying to Vidura, Tirtha Kurvani. In fact, you are the sum and substance of all holy places.
There is 5:19:24 also.
519? Yeah, what is that verse?
Mayatra Vaikunthara Nagara. There's a place. There's no Krishna.
An intelligent person does not take interest in a place, even the topmost planet system, if the pure Ganges or topic concerning the Supreme Lord activity does not flow there. If there are no devotees engaged in the service on the bank of such river or Paipi, or if there is no festivals of Sankirtan Yajna to satisfy the Lord, especially since Sankirtan Yajna is recommended in this age. So this is the point. So if you go to these holy places and you do not engage in devotional service, then it becomes a mundane what? Huh? Tour. Huh? Correct? So this is to be highlighted. Okay, anything else? Yeah.
You said at the beginning, there was a verse that states, if you're sick, even if the person practice all these things, if you're unwell or the person is dead, then they don't have to do certain things. And I mean, about how you taught us, even if we are sick, we still come mangalati, and that's how to understand that.
Yeah, because you are training under me. That's all you understand. Even I'm dying, I'm here. Understand? Hello?
But
I not with that, I don't train someone, you're sick. Okay, Prabhu, you please sleep. I say, you sleeping or you come here. That's my training. Why? Because it gives you that determination. You understand? You follow now? Good.
Siddhanta Saraswati also said, Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati that physical fitness with Haribhajan is better than physical fitness without Haribhajan.
Austerity is always very good for anybody. For a young man, what's the big deal? Old man, yeah, we can say, okay, you're going to die now, and you take rest or whatever. But young man, you're not going to die. You're going to die. Please, you can die in the temple room, no problem. Yeah.
that's okay. I think that's true. I said that, but then why does the Shastra say?
Why the Shastra says that? How you apply that is important. Why it says another thing. How you implement it, that's the thing. Because you are living under the guidance of the spiritual master. So then the spiritual master will what? Help you understand these things. You follow? You understand? Otherwise, what do you? You can read the book. Oh, spiritual. Seek Prabhu, sleeping can. MC. MC. Huh? Correct? You follow? That's a disease actually. It's a disease everywhere. No. I came to Bangladesh 3 times already. Today I will rest. Huh? You understand? All these things are activities that will weaken your determination. You should become more fixed up. Eh? Yes. And how to be fixed up? The leader must be fixed up first one. If the leader is spacing out, then everything okay, is it? What? Yes. Hello. No. Prabhu is sleeping. I'm okay. Yes or no? We have to show by apani achar bhakti shikam by show by what? Example. Prabhupada, he wakes up at what time? He hardly sleeps. Yes. Then the Goswamis, they what? Nidra hara vikara Nidra ahara vikara. They limit all that. Like here also, what he did, he went there to the Pulaka ashram and he was enjoying. Oh, sightseeing, this is very nice, Prabhu, Gandaki river, so many salagram. Was he doing that? He was eating dry leaves, right? Doing austerity. Yes. So, brahmachari, tapasyena. Brahmachari is what? Samena damena va. Correct? That's the meaning of brahmacharya. Because householder, you can sleep. You You sleeping, huh? No, your householder what? You staying where? Home is what? Vaikuntha. Home, what is home called what? House, right? So is your householder, right? No? Okay. Householders are given some leeways. That's why they are not coming, Mangalarti. Why? Baby is sick, wife is fighting, so many things. Yeah? Brahmachari, no excuse. Any excuse? Huh? All right, all glories to Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. I think this word we must put this, so many people answering. So many questions are here. Can you write something here? What is the subject? Holy and unholy places. Huh? Can you put the wording for me? Can you put the wording for me here, the topic? Holy and unholy places. I think I have to come up with end session. No, before end. End first.
And
End first.